Flight attendants prepare the cabin for takeoff. What's up, everybody? How you doing? How's your Friday going? Try to get started here, everybody. Thanks for joining, everybody. Low 0.5, Mr. Mag, yes, Gunner Steve, Camino Sal, Stand Up, Brody Down, Brian, 0.5. What's up, everybody?
I don't mean seem like I care about material things, like a social stance. I
flying out of Salt Lake, Utah. On our way to Minneapolis. Should be a nice flight all the way through. Sunny, no real weather ahead of us. Looking for that touchdown in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We got some in-flight entertainment today. We're getting into a couple of things here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, we're in the air, about to hit our cruising altitude of 38,000 feet this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be getting into a couple of things here. There's some celebrities and their messy lives, and we're going to be total gossip signal boosters, but we're not going to get dirty and get personal. But there's some Me Too business going on with a old band that I used to listen to. Do a little reminiscing. Any other Mars Volta, At the Drive-In heads? Now, I wasn't too much of a At the Drive-In listener. But I did a little bit of Mars Volta. We got some interesting news about YouTube. Are they changing? Are they completely 180ing on their no speaking of election misinformation? It looks like they may be reversing a couple of policies regarding that. We'll get into that, as well as your calls. We'll get that going here in a moment as well. There's some stuff going on, too, with some old news that I discovered. Not too old, but I thought I'd comment on it as well. What's up, Kevin? How Willie Powell? We got air marshals on board. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, just gotta make sure everything's rolling here on the plane. Gotta make sure about that. Still climbing nicely here. No issues here. I'm gonna want to slow down the plane just a little bit. Bring that throttle back to the climb detent. The plane has just enough throttle to just simply climb. Very nice. Okay. What's up, Broski Bear? Welcome. Mr. Nargis. New name. Very nice. The Tomb of Dracula. Tommy Economy. What's up, everybody? All right. Give me a second here. We'll get this show on the roll. Like I said, should be a nice flight to Minnesota. Couple hours ahead of us. Now, anybody who was here last flight, hey, thanks, Birdie Brown. You know, you guys all have a first class seat, so appreciate that. Don't forget to use your coupons. we did a bounce landing. That was a bounce landing. Okay, it was the Soul Plane. Anybody seen the Soul Plane? Out of all the American media I'm missing, I have such a blind spot. Why have I seen Soul Plane, I think, twice? Is it called Soul Plane? This might explain why I'm so black sometimes. People say I'm black. Birdie Bound Brian with the first class super chat says, go ahead and get the party started. Thank you for that, sir. So, looks like everything's rolling here in the plane very nicely, very smoothly. So if you need anything, make sure you call to our very lovely flight attendants. Oh yeah, you guys talking about Jamie Foxx? So anybody know the story behind that? What's going on there? Is the news amongst our circles basically vaccine stuff? Schmaxine stuff? Well, whatever. The AI got me, the boys. Stream over. The AI got me, boys. It's over. But speaking of things you're not allowed to say, So what's this I'm hearing from Axios? Let me pull this up, okay? And we're gonna go through this. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that. Bertie Bound Brian's little Scientology. Uh-oh, what the heck is all that about? I know a little bit about that. Okay, guys. Well, let me pull this up. Check it out. Let me say hi to you guys. Hold on, hold on. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? You guys are chilling today, Friday. So, check this out. Scoop. We got the scoop from Axios. Far left. Far left publication. YouTube reverses misinformation policy to allow U.S. election schmanialism. Can you tell I've been traumatized by YouTube? Election denialism is what the headline says. Ooh, I'm feeling ballsy tonight. In a reversal of its election integrity policy, YouTube will leave up content that says fraud, errors, or glitches occurred in the 2020 presidential election and other U.S. elections. The company confirmed to Axios on Friday. Wow. Hey, thank you, Wanderlust City, for the first class super chat. Says, keep up the good work, Nicholas. Thank you. Appreciate the support. But think, you guys seeing this? Are you peeping this? What's going on? What's up with the sudden change? Why it matters. YouTube established the policy in December 2020 after enough states had certified the 2020 election results. Now the company said in a statement, leaving the policy in place may have the effect of curtailing political speech without meaningfully reducing the risk of violence or other real-world harm. Okay. Two years, tens of thousands of video removals, and one election cycle later, we recognized it was time to reevaluate the effects of this policy in today's changed landscape. Okay. So, is Nick my... Oh. This stuff's always a little too loud. Let me turn it down. Test, test, test. Okay. That should be nice. So, as you may know, Nick, don't feel okay. But listen, guys. So it's been what, a couple years now of you haven't been, you're not allowed to comment on this stuff, right? We're talking banning, complete banning. We've had people here. I mean, we've had a couple of JLP videos, and recently as well, be the source of a strike. In fact, one was the most recent one, election misinformation. Bill Lockwood has no big tech trauma. You can't wrangle him down. Not that we've tried. I'm not trying to say he's a bad interviewer and that he'll just say whatever. I don't think we have tried to tell him, hey, don't say that about the election. But we got an election misinformation then on the JLP channel. So that's been a thing even till recently. So this is would you say major? What is this? Is this 3D chess? Was this 4D chess? 4D chess from YouTube. They've already got what they wanted. They already got what they wanted. Anything more is just adding flame to the fire. If you just let the flat earthers say what they want on YouTube, will it be easier to just discount them as crazy? Does censorship lend to some form of credibility? I don't think that should be our only litmus test, okay? Yeah, Bill Lockwood is fed posting on the JLP show. Someone tell that man to fed post on his channel. No, we love Bill Lockwood. 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎 on the YouTube, on JLP show. With that in mind, and with 2024 campaigns well underway, we will stop removing content that advances false claims that widespread fraud, errors, or glitches occurred in the 2020 or other past U.S. presidential elections. Yes, but asked how YouTube was specifically able to make that determination, a spokesperson pointed Axios to their statement. YouTube said that it carefully deliberated about this change, but didn't provide further examples of what factors or instances it considered when weighing its decision. So, yeah, what's the... Hey, thank you, Iwama, take me to Maz with the super chat. Says, June is White Monster Day. Energy, drink, enjoy your month. You know, is that like a... alt-right? Is that like a white nationalist thing? The white monster? The white monster cans? Thanks, Mr. Nyargis. That's how you say that, right? Appreciate the proper enunciation of my ridiculous name choice. Right on. Okay, so we're gonna be able to talk about it now. What's the big deal now? So, what changed? They're saying the landscape changed. In the one election cycle later, we recognized it was time to reevaluate the effects of this policy. Are they seeing Rumble? Are they seeing Twitter? Now, this is some total armchair speculation, really small-minded here, because we got to understand this whole Twitter thing, Musk. We'll see how that all goes. Okay? It might not all be just disconnected, but anyways, look. Are they seeing Rumble and Twitter go free speech? Because I said this recently. Things have changed a little bit. Things have changed in a good direction in terms of censorship in general, on YouTube as well. I've seen views, I've seen videos just go super viral, really nice shorts that the Fallen State channel is putting out. And I was saying how this is kind of proof, you know, there may be shadow banning and all that, but it's a better climate right now, and any lack of capitalization is from the bond employees, from me. You know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting to see the landscape change. Okay, it really seemed. Remember, not that long ago, it seemed crazy, like black pilled censorship with the What do you have? You have either YouTube or nothing. But now, you know, people are on Rumble. People are having some pretty intense streams on Rumble. We might go through this, in fact, later. There's this very just fascinating stream with this guy named Sneeko, who's gonna be a guest on the, you know, we'll see. That was beta getting too ahead of myself. But Sneeko, we'll get into that in a second here. Young content creator, and these other guys, this guy from this podcast called Fresh and Fit, and it was pretty interesting. You know, a lot of stuff I haven't heard, but also I just didn't expect, like, for example, the Fresh and Fit guy to be talking this way. He was talking about like Jewish mysticism and like stuff I didn't. I thought they were this red pill podcast. Like they always have the videos, and it's like 5-6 biddies, and they're all like you know, showing them how bad feminism is. Yeah, so the atmosphere seems to have changed. I don't know if they're trying to capitalize, seeing the winds change, or it's just not strategically important anymore. Because they're not even gonna let Trump run. They're gonna throw him in. The DOJ's gonna. They're not even gonna allow a 2024. That's too dangerous. We can't let it happen again. But I mean, you know, to be a little serious, that's the MO. Since 2016, it's been, we can't allow this to happen again. Remember, who was that? We're going to have to do a little digging. We can't allow it to happen again. There was someone in big tech who pledged to not allow the Trump stuff to happen again. And it kind of set off a whole chain of others. And it's kind of been a little bit of an echoed statement. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. So it's kind of pretty serious when you think about it. What we're facing. It's weird. It's just a weird crossroads. I mean, we're in interesting times. If you see it as anything, at least you see it as something interesting. Wow, what is going on? Perfect time. I picked us. I sure picked the time to be an anchor baby. Holy, in America. Jeez. But you know, I think a lot of people see it as conspiracy, even election denialism, just in general. The election stuff I've looked into it. It's like not the story they want to, the story that naysayers like want to spin together is that the people who are claiming election, you know, shenanigans, that their side, they summarize it as, well, this is all of a sudden there's this, without evidence, widespread election fraud. Like, what do you guys even think? Like, they just like, they had like Antifa get like steal the ballots, like, and it's just really just bad characterization. But when you look at some of these statistical anomalies on dating, you know, voting patterns in certain areas, there's curves. Okay, there's these curves that describe how votes are counted throughout the day. Okay, and these curves, they follow a pattern, right? It's the curve. The curve is the pattern in this case. And then anomalies where this curve just bumps up all of a sudden. A sudden spike of votes. Weird stuff that's been somewhat investigated, but really suppressed. And one of the main ways is just simply talking about it. And so it might just be very well be that most people just see it as a conspiracy. When I've looked into it, and we're gonna do a show about this. When I've looked into it, it's something that's been prevalent since like forever, like for a long time, at different levels and different amounts. Some pivotal moments in history, in American history, in fact, some pretty concrete, some pretty interesting, interesting things people have arrived to, just inferring certain moments of American history. You know, dealing with this different levels of election tampering, really. It's very interesting. And some things that you may not see as tampering, but ballot harvesting and gray areas as such. And of course, mail-in voting. Like, we're going to do a show about this already, you know. But very interesting. Very interesting, YouTube. Thank you, YouTube overlords. I appreciate you letting me be on the platform. Yes, Gunner with the super chat, first class. It says, come on, Nick. Few people are legit conservative or willing to make a change. You're one of the few I haven't seen give in. What do you mean give in to? What do you mean by that? Give in to what? Yes, Gunner. And Yes, Gunner also says, what they did to Daily Wire is F. What they do to Daily Wire? What happened? What happened? Hit me up. Maybe we can look into it. Is it what I think it is? The Daily Wire and Twitter. And what do you mean by give in? Because you don't know me. I ain't your leader. All right. So that's it. That's what's going on with YouTube. What else? The big picture, media companies and tech platforms are wrestling with how to balance curbing misinformation with freedom of speech ahead of the 2024 election. Man, why does it feel like they're feeding us am I just like LARPing here, guys? Am I just comic book brained, thinking about good guys, bad guys, and the plot for evil? Why does it feel like we're being fed like Trump? It just feels like a Trump clone with the DeSantis. And I don't want to be a naysayer, but are they all buddies now? Twitter and DeSantis, and that doesn't really matter. Just talking about it for content. But yeah, it feels like we're being fed. It feels like we're being fed this, like DeSantis and Trump. We chose him. Okay. What else is this? Axio saying the policy, which will take effect Friday. Uh-oh! It's over. It's so over. I jumped the gun. Oh, wait, today's Friday. Do they mean a different Friday? So, am I totally free here? Because y'all need to know about Biden's vote spikes. You need to know about... Yeah, we gotta definitely do a show about this. Because there's shenanigans. I think personally there's been shenanigans. Yes, Gunner94 with the super chat first class says Sneeko a joke. He's Muslim with a bunch of chicks. Daily Wire got hit with labels and banning on Twitter. Ain't nobody that's mainstream conservative. Sneeko's a young guy. Sneeko's a young guy. He saw his idol at the Tate. He was Muslim. He's like, oh, I'm young and find it hard not to identify with people. Hey, right? Who's still doing that? Okay, raise your hand in chat. Okay, you don't have to raise your hand in chat, but admit it to God. Okay, trying to be like someone else. How long are you gonna be doing that for? How many years are you gonna be doing that? Sneeko is killing it. Okay, it's like if I saw. No, I'm not gonna say that. There are children watching. They wouldn't be mature enough to understand what I mean. But yeah, that's cringe. Muslim, what the hell's wrong with you, bro? Hey, Mr. Mad 760-515-3855. I have the calls unmuted now. Sorry if people were trying to call in. Maybe we can watch now that they have they posted the whole movie, no? What is a woman? Are we gonna find out what is a woman tonight, y'all? Live reaction. Don't worry about it, Games for Rec. We will properly educate you before we do any sort of Sneeko collaboration. Alright, so what I got for you guys? Let's do something here. Yes, Gunner, thank us again. More first class super chat says Hypocrite kill stream, maybe Owen Benjamin base.
Call
I
from
might I might be
This
misunderstanding
is the
you,
real
sir.
Mr. Mask.
to accept.
Mr. Man, what's up, man? Are you here? Are you here?
I'm here, baby. What's going on?
What's up, man? Thanks for your call. How you doing?
I'm over here seasoning a ribeye steak.
Oh yeah, Mr. Matt here is a man of culture. Cooks it up nice. I know that's for sure. He knows like almost every song I play.
What'd you say?
I said you also know almost every song I play.
I knew about Polyphia.
That's for sure.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Nick?
Man, no
Hold on.
complaints
Let me
here.
take you out speakerphone.
Should
I
we-
apologize for being I didn't brush my hair today.
You didn't brush your hair?
I was in 𝒂𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒂𝒎 right now.
No problem. We're not getting any video from you, so that's all good.
What does that mean?
Did you say you didn't brush your hair? We can't see you, so it doesn't matter, right?
Oh, no, but I was quoting 𝒂𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒂𝒎. I know you know who 𝒂𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒂𝒎 is, though.
Yeah, of course. Kujin.
Right?
Take care,
Yes,
brush
sir.
your hair.
Yes,
I like his
sir.
content too. He does that cooking content on TikTok. He's nice.
Yes, sir. I knew you knew what I was talking about.
Take care, brush your hair.
Take care, brush your hair.
So what's up, man? What's on your mind?
The ridiculous prices he's paying for the DCs, though.
Oh yeah, Diet Cola, man. You gotta love it.
Man,
I hear
you before I got a little
I hear
bit
you
too-
pay a ridiculous price in your health if you drink too much
What'd
of
you
that
say?
stuff. I hear you could pay a ridiculous price to your health if you drink too much of that stuff.
I don't get down with the DCs at all. I get down with the DTs. No, never mind.
No, I don't know. Maybe let's not find
Never
out.
mind. It was the delirium tremens. It's just like a running joke that I got. Delirium tremens.
Oh,
Never
is
mind.
that?
Don't even worry about that.
Yeah, you're talking about delirium tremens? Are you talking about the beer, or are you talking about the medical problem?
I don't do beer. It's the hard stuff.
Yeah, because delirium tremens is like a medical condition, no?
Allegedly. I don't have that. I like to joke about it, and that's all.
That's funny, man.
I'm all jokes all day. You know what I mean?
DTs.
The delirium tremens. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
the shakes. You got to take a shot or two to stabilize yourself a little bit. It's all jokes, though.
I know, man. It's all jokes.
Anyway,
we slow down before we get to DTs. What's up, man? What's on your
what's
mind?
that? Nothing, man. I just wanted to highlight you before I get a little bit too ridiculous because, I don't like to get too ridiculous on your show. I mean, I do
No,
like
it's
to get a
fine.
little-
Lay it on me,
Fine.
man. Don't even sweat it, actually.
Oh, man.
I don't mind.
Let me see.
I don't mind, actually.
I wanted to talk to you about the fact that the Mexican cartel has allegedly javelin missiles from the Ukraine. I don't know if you know
Oh,
about
man,
that.
I saw this.
Did you see that?
Yes, I did. Hold on. Go
So
on.
I don't know.
Let
I don't
me
know
pull
if
it
it's
up.
for real, if they actually have the javelin missiles, or if it's just like some type of prop or
Right.
something. What's going on?
Right, because it's just it's the cartels claiming that, right?
They're claiming it, but they actually have some type of, I don't know, rocket launcher or something is going on with them.
Because last I saw, it was a report, but it looks like we're getting AP articles, Newsweek articles. It's saying it's debunked. But now,
Okay. Thank God.
am
right?
I? Is it debunked, or is it just Western media?
Oh, is it debunked or is it debunked with asterisk?
You're right.
Next to it?
Debunked with asterisk.
Right.
Western media
man.
covering. You know what I'm
They
saying?
got some book bag problems though. That's for sure.
Some what problems?
Book bag problems. They got something carrying. They're carrying some weight.
These
the cartels.
cartels, you mean?
Yeah, the cartels are definitely carrying something that they're not supposed to have. I believe,
Oh, for real?
right?
What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean.
They got some type of missile system or some type of rocket-propelled grenade, at least, at the very least, right?
Oh, okay. Well, I know they're like armed like for real. Like
They had the
military
50,
stuff, machine like they got.
Yes, they had the 50 BMGs, I believe. They were shooting on some type of planes or something going on with them.
Yeah.
Peace out, by the way.
I mean, you've seen those
These are the-
cartel shootouts in Mexico where the people are subject to. We're talking war zone, just breaking out in a town. My cousin, well, we grew
You
up
got a
together.
cousin out there?
No, not out there in Mexico, but
Oh,
I got a
I'm about to
cousin.
say.
He's like my brother. He's been traveling a lot lately, and he spent some time in Mexico, and he spent some time in Tulum, I think. Are you Mexican?
Where is it? No, I'm
No,
Colombian,
you're Dominican.
I'm your brother, bro.
What's that?
I'm from Calima.
I know you're
Valle de
Boricua, right?
Cauca. No, I'm Valle de Cauca.
Oh, true. Okay,
Calima,
true. Say.
Colombia.
Oh, holy, that's right. I forgot about that, bro. Sorry.
Yes, sir. We got the best empanadas in the world, bro. You remember that?
Yeah, I was
Come on,
wondering
dog.
why we have very similar tastes, music and
I'm
food.
saying.
But okay, my cousin,
the,
he was in
hold
Mexico,
on,
and,
hold on.
and there was a gang shootout outside of a club,
Lord.
and he was right there. So
Is he okay?
no, he's fine, but it's just
thank God.
that he's just being this tourist, right? And it's not so sweet.
There's nothing sweet about Mexico right now at this point in time.
It seems
honestly.
like, yeah. Is there anything? Are those people like? Is there any like decent? Like, I'm sure there's decent, but why is it so?
Oh, there's
Why does it
tons of
suck
decent
so
people out
bad?
There, but
It sucks. It
It's
seems
just
like it
the,
sucks pretty bad.
the cartels are running things over there.
Yeah.
But you know what's even worse right now in South America, in Colombia? Matter of fact, they've got this new app, the same app that the Ukraine has. It's like some type of DEI type style app where it's like you
What
got
do
to
you mean?
snitch on your neighbor.
Were you what
You
on
know
your
about
neighbor?
this? You snitch on your neighbor.
Explain.
It's a government-sponsored app. Lord,
Right.
motion detected in my front yard.
Explain. What you mean?
In Colombia, they got this new app. It's a government-sponsored app. The same thing they got in the Ukraine right now, where if you feel like there's a Russian defector or a Ukrainian defector, matter of fact, that's in pro-Russia, you could snitch on your neighbor and get them eliminated, apparently.
But why would they have that in Colombia? For Ukrainians or for?
No. They have this in Colombia for Colombians, but they also started this in the Ukraine. It's like a fucking I'm sorry, a government app. I apologize. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you. Yeah.
It's a government app.
I know they have when my cousin went, they have like where the narcos used to be. They have like shrines and areas where it's almost like touristy, but it's kind of glorified.
Well, most of the
Escobar.
people in Colombia do appreciate the fact that the underdogs have taken care of the general populace, whereas the government does not want anything to do with the general populace. They want for self, the government, right? However, now there's this new rollout. It started in the Ukraine. It's like this, literally like a phone app. Like you could just download it from the government, and you can snitch on your neighbors, and you could say like, "Hey, Johnny from down the block, he's a Ukrainian defector. He's pro-Russia," and then your Johnny from down the block gets eliminated
Where
under
did
the
you
guise of.
and
sorry?
snitch on them for what? Where'd you get this?
This is a known fact.
Oh yeah.
There's a government app. I don't remember the name of the app itself, but it's like a government-sponsored app, and it's meant to like
To
in case you have
register
rolling-
Kremlin agents?
Me?
No, I mean so that you could snitch on maybe Kremlin agents. I'm seeing some news reports here. Yeah, Ukrainians have been asked to snitch on neighbors and acquaintances on a mass scale.
It's an app, so
Yeah.
the app is really under the guise of like, okay, you're gonna report rolling blackouts, but also you can report, the neighbor that you don't really particularly enjoy, his stance on the government, and then, if he rubs you the wrong way, you could tell the government in the Ukraine through this app that guess what, he didn't like the leadership that we have. Maybe you might want to pay him a visit.
Oh man. Yeah.
This is a state spot. Like this is a. Look it up. I mean, no.
I'm looking into it now.
It sounds stupid when I say look it up.
No.
No,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean here.
Retarded when I say, huh?
No, I know what you mean by that.
But it's a real thing. Apparently, the Ukrainian government really wants you to.
It kind of makes
It's
sense,
mostly
right?
the
When you're at
report-
wartime, I mean, think about the internment of Japanese in America. People try and say, people try and use that moment in history in different ways. I think it's fascinating. You'll have one side say, "Oh, you can't. Oh, look, the internment. It's like Nazi. It's like that was like Nazi stuff. So America is evil and racist." And others will see it as, okay, well, it was wartime. It was wartime, and you had to do that. And then those people will see they'll see the Holocaust or whatever in a different light. So it's funny that moment in history with the Japanese internment. It's like it's used in different ways to obfuscate like history. It's kind of interesting. It really is how people see it and how it's used, how you tell people about it. It's really, really pernicious.
This is happening right now, though, in the Ukraine. They have an app. They have like state-sponsored app.
Right. I'm saying it's like it kind of makes sense, right? That a nation would want to do that.
That makes sense.
Well, when you're at wartime,
they claim that you could use it to report rolling blackouts because it's wartime. So you can be like, hey, we don't have any power here in the Donbass region or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, you go, also. Nicholas from down the block, he didn't even like what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, for real? It's like that.
Dude, it's a
dissidents. But again, I'm not saying it's good, but that's the same thing with the Japanese. It was to find. Did they do that? It was to find dissidents. Not an app, but the same concept of.
This is
correct.
This is a government-sponsored app. Like they're telling you to keep in touch in wartime. Because there is going to be rolling blackouts. So when your power goes out, you could tell the government, hey, we don't have power in this region of our territory. But, however, also, Nicholas from, XYZ coordinates is also some type of dissident.
Exactly.
So please maybe visit him a little bit, and then maybe we can get rewarded. That's what they're trying to do.
Which is right. You can look at it one way and say it's it's evil, like it's dark, it's causing. This is the Gestapo of Ukraine. They're going Nazi on dissidents, right? Wherever you may fall on the Ukraine Russia thing, and this is not a justification of the Ukrainian government or admonishing it. It's just like when you see it in the light of the Japanese internment, you see it's actually not that surprising, right? That they would do something like that. That they would ask their citizenry to have
Japanese do this though? That's what I'm wondering.
America did something similar by interning the Japanese. It was a way to keep tabs on possible dissidents. You see what I'm saying about that?
Wow, I never knew about that, honestly.
Oh, like during World War II, that the Japanese were interned in America.
No, I did not know that. They never taught us this in Chicago public schools.
Okay, so this is actually pretty fascinating. So the Japanese, when Pearl Harbor, World War II. Okay, it starts. Okay, and so America is up against Japan. Japan becomes they start a full-on hot war with Japan, right? And so, as part of a wartime measure, what America did was they created camps and interned actual people of Japanese descent. It was the policy of the U.S. government that people of Japanese descent, including U.S. citizens, would be incarcerated in isolated camps, enacted in reaction to the Pearl Harbor attacks and the ensuing war. The incarceration of Japanese Americans is considered one of the most atrocious violations. And History.com, where I'm reading from this here, in my opinion, is editorial.
I did not know this.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No, not at all.
It's an interesting point in history. It gets used weird.
Wow.
You'll get people saying, oh, well, yeah, you can't do that because that's Nazi stuff. Well, meanwhile, you get another side of it, which is, well, that's just what a nation has to do during wartime. So it's just interesting.
Well, but were they on our side or were they on the Japanese side?
It didn't matter because it was a wartime measure. They couldn't really. It was you didn't know which one was your enemy.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So that's what
true.
The U.S. did. You didn't know which one was your enemy. So, as a wartime measure, even U.S. citizens were incarcerated in isolated camps.
Would you consider that fascism?
No. Maybe, but I don't give it a bad. It's a wartime. Yeah. Are you trolling
No, I'm not
about
trolling at all.
about
I swear to
knowledge
God.
of the Japanese internment camps?
No, I really don't know. I'm
No
oblivious
problem.
to it, honestly.
I appreciate the call, by the way, because this is, some people might find this interesting.
No,
I know I
do
do.
not know. Okay.
But I accuse.
Dude,
I'm sorry, I'm not accusing
trust
you. I'm totally adopting a hake when I see hake chat. When I see hake chat, I sometimes just repeat what he's saying, and I should stop
Look,
doing that.
I love hate to death.
No, for sure. But yeah, man.
I'll
So
take it.
I mean, I don't consider it like bad. It was a wartime measure. You can't just assume right now. There may
Look,
have been certain treatments, certain individual situations, certain stories that you could bring up, anecdotal, actual Japanese people who went through it, who talk about it. I don't know if they're still alive, but you can get instances of wrongdoing and evil, but it's weird. It's a weird thing to admonish a nation for something to
Can I ask you
give
a
different
question,
nations a
though?
grading on how on this atrocity when it's like it was like everyone was doing it and it was a wartime measure. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Do you think it's really an atrocity if the Japanese people were for us, but were actually trying to alert us to the wrongdoings of their own nation?
Oh, the ones that were in America and that got interned?
The ones that were like for America, and maybe like they felt like this
so
is
the
wrong.
ones
we should.
the Japanese people who were for America that were in America during the internment camps, or what do you mean?
Correct. Yeah.
Would that be
Well,
an atrocity to have jailed them despite them being supporters of America? Is that what
Yes,
you're asking me?
Yes, exactly. Yes. Exactly.
You know what? I don't know if I could call that an atrocity either. It's an unfortunate circumstance. I know isn't
right.
that such a nice?
think you're right about that,
I should be the PR for the DOJ for the.
Nick, he Japanese.
I should be the PR guy. No, it's just
No, but
thousands
you're right.
of interned individuals dead. It's just an unfortunate circumstance. No, but
think you're right about this.
to be serious, I can't see that as an atrocity because they weren't they weren't attempting to purposely mistreat Japanese citizens and
But can we
Japanese
trust
people,
them? I think
despite.
that's
Yeah, but they weren't trying to
At the
mistreat
bottom.
them, whether they were enemies or not.
But-
They weren't the motivation and the motivation and the reasoning was not to harm or a hatred of Japanese people. It was a wartime measure. You were at war with Japan. Where did Japanese people come from? Japan, right? So, maybe you
But
could see it as some bumbling and barbaric. That was what you would do back then when people were racist. But I don't know. I think that would be silly.
Is there really racism though in times of war?
Exactly. In my opinion, no. And I don't really believe
No,
in racism, to
exactly.
be quite honest.
You're right. Correct. And you never know what their what do you call that? Not ultimatum, but what do you call that?
What are you talking about?
Man, ulterior motive might
Yeah.
be.
From who?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. You're right. I think I believe what you're saying is facts all day. Because can you really trust what you perceive as the enemy in the times of war?
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, it was how they decided to deal with what they perceived as a threat, right?
Yeah. I mean, because there's truth in jest, right?
That's for sure. What are you getting at?
Well, because so they may be telling you the truth, but they may be also leading you down the wrong rabbit hole where you can set yourself up for failure as a nation, right?
Yeah. I think
Isn't that a thing? Okay.
I think I understand what you mean. I got a little lost there. In relation to
Well, you
were
don't
you
know
talking
what
about?
their ulterior motive is.
Oh
Ulterior
yeah,
motive
exactly,
or
exactly.
ulterior
Yeah.
motive with you?
Exactly. No, exactly.
Right.
You don't know, so
So can
So
you actually
that's-
believe what they're saying?
Right. So that's how they exactly. So they saw that as a threat,
Man.
and so, some might not justify it, but I don't see it as an atrocity.
You've changed my mind, because originally I thought this was like a double-edged sword, but at the same time, like, you got to protect your own here. How can you really trust the people that aren't from here?
Well, it could
you know?
be. I'm not saying that. Now, I'm not saying
But
that.
that's what I'm saying.
But
that's what I'm saying.
That it could be used against us. It sets a wrong precedent. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's just like, they're going to have
That
their
the government
own
could do
bias.
that to citizens and all that?
No, the citizens themselves can have their own bias. Like, think about
Okay.
people here in the United States that have their own bias, where they see it as like, well, this is a certain thing, but for our specific set of people, we may see it as a certain way because I am aligned with this certain set of people.
Right.
We get that
That's
a lot.
what the U.S.
Think about
government was
that.
afraid of.
But they're right to be afraid of it, because I believe that, like,
Right.
everybody has their own biases,
Yeah, it might have been it may very well have been
Like
a necessary measure. But I don't know too much
Imagine-
more beyond this about the Japanese internment and all that. So
Well, think about it.
Maybe
If
I
you were
we could do
Japanese-
something about this some other day. 'Cause I don't know too much more beyond that.
Well, no, just imagine if you were Japanese. I know you don't want to get into the imagination, right?
No, it's fine. Lay it on me. No problem. Don't worry about that.
Imagine if you were Japanese, your alignment was with your own people, but you are a citizen of the United States. You're still going to have a bias towards your own people,
Not
even
always.
if you're here and you're proud of your country.
Sometimes.
We see it all day long,
Yeah, I think most likely.
right? Right. So they're still going to have an affinity towards their own people, where they're going to be like, well, they may not be doing the things that we think that they're doing.
Yeah, I think in
But they're
I think
gonna-
in most cases it ends up being that way.
I think it's always that way, no? What the hell? Hold
No, I
on.
don't think
Sorry, apologize
always.
for this.
I don't feel
All right,
like
not on
I don't
the
feel
most,
like a racial, like a deep racial connection to like Colombia or anything like that.
Not you
Although I do,
specifically, but I'm saying,
although
like,
Colombian things and people and whatever do evoke a sense of home inside. You know what?
That's
you
what
know
I'm trying
I mean?
to say. So, like, if
But
somebody
besides that, I don't feel like
let-
this racial kind of a bedrock, this like
specifically
racial
mean that-
bedrock that despite living or being inundated with a culture or whatever for whatever years, that there's this bedrock that's essentially Colombian. You know what I mean? And
you don't see this pattern in ethnic Americans.
I do. I would say it's most likely in most cases it's like that though. I do agree.
That's what I mean. So
But you said it,
like, let's
but then
say
you asked, well, is it
Colombia-
all? I think it's all. And so
No,
I was
know
just
it's
saying
not
I think
all.
it's not.
I know it's not all. But what I'm saying is, like, the majority of the people, let's say you specifically, somehow Colombia was invading the U.S., you'd be like, not all Colombians are that bad.
No, I'd
is
be
like
like
some,
no. Wait, are you telling? So if you said if Colombia
But
was
you're
invading
Canadian.
the U.S., I would say not all Colombians are that bad. Heck no, I would get on my platform on the airways. I would say, don't listen to anyone saying not all Colombians are bad. They're all bad. Don't let any of them
They
in.
are all bad. Trust me. They are all
They're
bad.
all
Bro,
bad. Don't let
again,
any of them in, and
Don't let 'em
retroactively,
fool
and while
you.
you're at it, retroactively remove my citizenship,
please.
and
All of us.
and then
Every last one of us.
No, I mean
No,
I'm talking
I'm
about
with
me
you,
because I'm an anchor baby. I don't know about you. You were born and raised here, right?
I was born and raised here, but I think I was an anchor baby as well.
Oh, for
be
real?
honest.
Parents
Yeah,
that
bro.
came from a different country. Now,
Bro,
is
both
it
my
anchor baby or is it
mother-
like anchor or like for real, like for real
No,
anchor
like-
baby where it's like your parents
like-
were illegals and they were pregnant and came over? Not that you have to tell us. Don't tell us.
I was conceived in Colombia, and my folks came here on like some suspect, nonsense here.
We got a
Yes,
bona fide anchor
Bro.
baby with a hard R in the call, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Hard R on this bun.
And I just snorted. I don't know if you heard that one.
Right on,
snorted.
Mr. Mad. Well, I appreciate your call, man. I'm gonna move the wheels unless you got something else to say.
No, I just wanted to say that like people have their own biases because of the people that they are, I don't know, tethered to from their own ethnicity or past or whatever you
Group.
want to call it. And
Yeah, for
and
sure, man.
They always, not all of them, but they always seem to defend that, you know, their upbringing, culture, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, like Bill Lockwood said, people worship. They worship in different races. Like they get together, the races get together, and they worship separately. Like and he was just mentioning how in general, you know, me neither, and I don't mind having a mixed church at all. But in general, people like groups. People like having their groups and what they you know, find familiar.
You know where I was humbled most?
Go ahead.
So after living, I don't know, maybe 13 years in Chicago, I moved out to a really southern part of Illinois, all white, and they hated me. They thought I was a Mexican. They thought I was this and that. And
southern
but
where?
I assimilated. I was like, look, southern Illinois.
Oh, so
small town.
Is it like what kind of area is it? I don't know southern Illinois.
It was all Dutch. It was like
okay.
4,000 people in the entire town. The graduating class was like maybe like 40, 50 people, something like that.
Yeah, you were definitely an outsider. 40 graduating class of 40 people. Yeah, people will definitely know you're not from there.
They thought I was a Mexican, number one. They were like, we don't like Mexicans from Chicago.
Did they say that? They said we don't like Mexicans?
Look, there was like a not a graduation picture. It was like a homecoming picture, I think. And I'm still in the photo, by the way. It was like a whole spreadsheet.
Oh, so you went to school there, like
yearbook.
High school?
Only like a year and like 9 months.
Okay.
They hated me, man.
You're new in the high school in a small town. I want to know. Okay, I'll let you finish. Go ahead. My bad.
Went from Chicago grammar schools, straight into this. I don't even want to call it redneck. It was just like a country town, southern Illinois, a couple hours away from Chicago. Like I said, the whole town was maybe 4,000 people, and I think the graduating class that era or whatever was like maybe 40, 50 people, 100 at the most, right? They hated me. They were like, yo, we don't like Mexicans from Chicago. Oh, no, we don't like Mexicans. That's what they said. Funny enough, though, there was a Mexican there, darker than me. He's like, wait a minute, I'm Mexican. And they're like, yeah, well, we don't like Mexicans from Chicago. And everybody's like, yeah, high-fiving each other and everything.
They full on said
it was hilarious. What's that?
They full on said we don't like Mexicans from Chicago.
Right behind me, in the graduation picture, or I don't know, it was a picture, some type of weird picture, like a homecoming picture, I think it was. Meanwhile, me looking white than a mud. I had a white zombie T-shirt. I looked like Edward Furlong from back in the Terminator 2 days.
Yeah.
And I'm light-skinned, by the way. I'm light-skinned, so. But there was a Mexican dude, literally Mexican as hell, like dark skin, everything, right? From Mexico. And he's like, guys, I'm Mexican. And they're like, yeah, but we don't like Mexicans from Chicago. Like,
see?
Yeah,
so it wasn't racial.
Dude, it was hilarious.
It was like you. It was you individually.
It was just me. They just didn't like me.
You see, it wasn't like, oh, this Mexican. But they did say that. But I see what you're saying now. Now I have a better understanding of the story. Interesting.
That was so hilarious to me because I'm like, this N-word is more Mexican than I am. What are you talking about? I'm not even Mexican. See? And I even told him, I said, I'm Colombian.
Did you think it was racial before, though?
I didn't even care because I was so focused on White Zombie, I think, at the time. I was just like, man, I'm rock and roll, bro. Like, what are you talking about,
Right.
They didn't even see that.
But did you think it was like they actually hated you, like, racially? Like, these people are racist?
I think they just hated anybody that was from outside of their town.
Yeah,
I think that's really what it was. And I never let it get to me.
Even if it was, it doesn't matter.
Bro, they found me in a like a little abandoned railroad track where I don't know what I was doing. Punched me in the ear, whatever. They got me, right? They caught me slipping. And I was like, whatever, man. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't nothing, But either way, I was like, man, like whatever. And then I left. And then guess what? I went to Chicago. The rest of my years in Chicago, I went to high school here, the other half. And then guess what? The brothers, they didn't like me either. The Mexicans,
for real?
They didn't like me either. Bro, they didn't like me either. They're like, you white. Look at you, long hair.
Yeah.
Don't care,
Good hair.
Nirvana t-shirt or something like that.
Yeah. Won't
Heavy
fit
metal,
in.
whatever.
Not
It's
fitting
whatever,
in.
man.
Yeah, who cares about fitting in? Right on, man. Well, appreciate your call, Mr. Mad. Call me again.
All right. I'll let you know.
I'm going to move the wheels, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sir.
Right on, y'all. Right on, Kick Drop. Thank you for that. Welcome to the stream. All right, y'all. So what's next? We are flying beautifully. How far are we doing on the flight plan here? Looking like we got plenty of room, plenty of space. Before our descent here, hope you guys are enjoying your first class flight here. It's very smooth, huh? See, anytime we really mess up the landing, it's because we try and go too fast. Try and go too fast. You can't go fast all the time. It was funny, you know what I heard Hake, was it on the JLP show talking about mental illness and the word retardation? And it's funny because, yeah, retardation denotes slow, but sometimes you're too fast. I was too fast in the grocery store the other day. Man, I committed like a serious sin. Okay, you go to the self-checkout, okay? And you're putting in your produce. In the produce, you type in the name of what you're weighing out so that you could purchase it. No, you can't roll down the window, Rome 13. There is no way to do that. Last time you tried, we had a sudden depressurization. Someone air marshal this woman, please. I think that's a woman. So I was in the grocery store in the self-checkout. I had onions on the little machine there, and I typed in like fast. I don't know, what was I trying to do? Show off? What am I trying to show off for here? What the heck is going on? Who am I trying to show off for here? What's going on? I'm going all fast, typing in all the produce. Garlic, onion, bow, bow, bow. I forget what I had, but when I got to the onion, I typed in the wrong one. Bought it anyways, going fast. I saw it was like double the price. It's cents, it's dollars, but it matters. Grocery sin. Purchasing of food, the kitchen, the home. You gotta get the feng shui right from the get. You know what I'm saying? Self-checkout is my first mistake. Now that's where I disagree, okay? I've always thought I can do anything. I see people do stuff that are amazing and incredible, and I have respect. I've always had this thing inside that says I could do that. I could do anything. Too deep, way too deep for self-checkout. I can check myself out. Thank you very much. I just like honestly, the convenience and quickness. And a part of me feels like I'm doing a service. I know how the lines get all full, and I'm alleviating a little bit. If anything, I'm alleviating the price. If anything, I'm alleviating the pocketbooks of these corpos. I'm alleviating corpo pockets by doing the work myself so they don't have to hire anyone. That's what I'm doing here. I'm a corpo shill is what I'm doing, and I'm justifying it with some flowery language here. Very lame. You know what? There was this store. There's a new Walgreens that's debuting a new anti-theft store. Let's check this out. Because we can't have nice things. What is this? Latin music, Latin flair. Wow, very smooth. There's this store. You know Walgreens. Walgreens debuts new anti-theft store with just 2 aisles where customers can shop for themselves. The rest is locked up and needs to be ordered from kiosk. A Chicago branch, of course it had to be Chicago, where you can't have nice things. Chicago branch of Walgreens because of black people. Let me just... Okay, we do subtext. Oh, cute little subtext. Oh, cute little jokes. Oh, cute little jabs. But sometimes we just say it, okay? A Chicago branch of Walgreens has been redesigned with just 2 aisles where customers may shop for themselves. The rest must be done via a kiosk. New anti-theft store at 2 East Roosevelt in downtown Chicago will trust shoppers to pick up essentials for themselves in the 2 free aisles, but everything else must be ordered and picked up via a counter. Wow. Is this what it's going to look like? I've been seeing these pop up where these they have these screens on the fridges, and I thought this is so stupid because, okay, you walk down these aisles, okay? And they got these aisles with this is like a refrigerated aisle with the doors. You open it up, there's drinks, milk, whatever. In this case, there's Eggo waffles, frozen corn dogs, slop, goy slop. Delicious. And so you walk through these aisles, and behind the door is the thing wherever this... See, if I wanted corn dogs, I know it's there because of the screen. I open it, and the corn dogs are there. But I always thought it was so stupid. It's like you got screens. You can't tap them. They're not like tap and cool. Like, oh, what am I getting? Some more info here? Am I... Oh, you can... It's a rotating drum in the back, and I press a button, and the different type of corn dog comes out? No. It's just a big, expensive screen to show me what's behind it. You know what else does that? Glass. Glass does that. Okay? Anyways. Maybe I just didn't know that they had a plan for it all along. They were going to remove everything from behind the screens and just have a way of having faux aisles where you're walking down and you get the feeling that this aisle is full of these items that you could walk down and pick up just like you used to. Remember in the before four times when there was aisles full of food and stuff? Well, it gives you the same impression, these screens, and then you can order stuff. Is that what is that? I just didn't understand what was coming down the pipeline. Is that why? Look at this. It looks so clean and modern, and we can't have nice... I mean, I don't know. You guys like this QR code feature? Who likes sitting at the restaurant and they give you there's a QR code taped at the table, taped with Scotch tape. It's this like laminated QR code. And you got to bust out your phone and QR code. I turned total beta too. Like I was kind of an asshole a little bit, and I'd be like, "Yeah, I'll have a menu. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have one. Oh, I can't order then." But then I started dating. Oh, jeez. That was a laugh. That was a laugh to avoid crying. We have them at my Walgreens in Texas. The Sprouts store has a machine where you walk through and you pay like that. Spokesperson for Walgreens told CWB Chicago the company is testing a new experience. But do they say why? They say why, right? Is Walgreens says why, right? Because of crime, because blacks, right? Because shoplifting, because corrupt DAs of many colors. Okay, hey, they see that's fair. Corrupt DAs of many colors. Okay, we got the elites of different races. So yeah, does Walgreens say it's because of that? Let me see here. Do they say it's because of crime at least? Am I gonna have to Control F crime? That means find. Control F is how you find a word on a page on a computer. If you're reading, aha! Shoplifting has been the center of political debates about crime, especially in urban areas such as San Francisco. That's just Daily Mail reporting. So still, I can't confirm if Walgreens is citing... Walgreens closed 5 stores in San Francisco in October 2021, citing organized shoplifting, okay? It's over. It's over, shoplifters. Chris with the first class super chat says, Carson, Letterman, Leno, Conan, Anchor baby. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the support. That's freaking amazing.
He has to go, blood. He has to go, blood.
Give it up for Chris, man. Thank you.
Raise the rank of all single mothers.
Yep. Thank you, Chris. Ralph Thrower. Oh, man. We got some lazy flight attendants. Okay, we need drinks stat for Ralph Thrower. My friend here has a first class seat who clearly had one from the last flight due to the bumpy landing. A first class coupon there, so someone help the man out. Yeah. So we can't have nice things. Chris Howie's president of the Colorado Retail Council, said that organized retail crime is happening more and more often. It is now estimated to cost Colorado retailers $1 billion a year in losses. Okay. Okay. Amazing. Whoa. So what else do we got here? Let's move on here. Give you just one moment here. I do have the calls unmuted if you want to call in 760-515-3855. I noticed I had a missed call there just a minute ago. You could try calling back. Okay. Okay. What should we do next? Oh, yeah, let's do this. Let me see here. There's this white guy who's traveling the world. He lives in Colombia. Pretty funny. I like the videos. I want to get into that a little bit. Also, okay, yeah, let's do this. Everybody wants to talk about already dead. What are you guys saying? You guys talking mess about the flight? Let's check the flight, in fact. We should do this between stories. This is what also causes issues, is certain actions need to be done, and they back up, okay? You know, you can't have that happening. You got to be on top of it. But everything seems fine here. 38,000 feet around there. Give or take. Okay, beautiful. All right. Hey, Iwan Ma. Take me to Ma says, Rat is car in number, please. What is the car in number? The call in number is 760-515-3855. Thank you for that super chat there, Iwan Ma. Take me to Ma's. First class super chat. Thank you. Numbers on the screen. I'm going to take a little break here in a moment. Going to go turn on the AC. Starting to get a little hot. What we're going to do next is I want to talk about, I got two more interesting little topics here, as well as some fun stuff. You know, everybody wants to talk about, everybody wants to say, look, let me show you something. Everybody want to talk about how racist Mr. Popo is, but nobody ever mentions the themes of racial struggle and supremacy in Dragon Ball Z. Okay, this is serious, okay? This is hard-hitting stuff, hard-hitting topics. Everybody wants to talk about this character here. And liberals and the media, the mainstream media wants to talk about how racist Mr. Popo is. This is a character. But nobody wants to talk about the tones of racial struggle in DBZ. And I have a news story from like 2022, not too long ago, that I totally missed, that confirms these theories I've had of Dragon Ball. I know a lot of us grew up with Dragon Ball, but yeah, some things about the creator Akira Toriyama that I've confirmed some suspicions I have. I've got a call though first. Oh no! Oh man, call me back. Yeah, sorry about that, caller. Call me back. We'll do your call first. We'll do your call first here. And then we'll get into some other stuff. It's a chill show today. Okay, y'all. So I'll wait for that call. Give me a sec. Just vibe out. I'm gonna get the AC here. Give me a second.
Call from.
You want ma?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hey, you want ma?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hold on.
Alright.
Hey, you want ma? Thanks for joining. Appreciate you calling.
Thanks for having me, bro. I'm
What's up, how
enjoying
you
the
doing?
stream.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Right on.
I'm doing well. I'm enjoying White Monster energy drink month.
Thank you, sir. It's so is it this month or is it next month?
It's this month.
So June is the
It's a-
White
it's a-
Energy Enjoyed month that will get us prepared for White History Month.
It's a precursor, yeah.
Nice, nice. You got to get that Monster Energies in. Although you want to be healthy. Is it the sugar-free
Yeah.
one?
They kind of suck, dude.
Or are they both?
honestly.
Are they sugar-free
I was
or sugar versions?
I saw a meme about it and it was making me laugh my ass off, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try one. And I was like, it's kind of hurting my stomach.
Oh yeah, I know.
But
Energy drinks.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I had an energy drink stint early on working for Jesse. I just was knocking back the energy drinks. What can I say? Although I
Yeah,
can't,
man.
I was a little too posh. I couldn't go beyond Red Bull. Okay, so that what's it called? Monster. Honestly, Monster Original, it sucks, and it makes
Yeah.
me not want to try anything else. Red Bull. Now, some people disagree. They say it's degenerate. I think I agree it's degenerate. Not even for the effects I wish there was a soda or something that tasted exactly like Red Bull without caffeine, without all the other stuff. I really
Yeah.
like the taste of Red Bull. Like
It's good. Like, that's like, my brother's sober, and like, I feel like everybody who's sober from the booze, that's what they go to. They just drink Red Bull like candy.
what's up with that too? It's like, oh yeah, I'm sober, and it's like, just knocking back Red Bulls and sucking
Yeah.
down cigarettes, just sucking down bones, smoking darts, and it's like, yeah, I'm sober. I'm like 5 years sober, bro. Sucking down bones, like, yeah, dude. You know what I mean?
It's the higher power, bro. Whatever
Yeah.
they believe.
Oh yeah, like, yeah. I've been going to AA for. I've been going to AA like, yeah, I'm pretty much totally free and sober. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you
Anyway,
know,
I remember.
yeah, go on.
I heard you talking about those Fresh and Fit F boys.
Oh yeah, yeah. What do you? I don't know. Yeah, go ahead. Fresh and Fit.
I don't like those guys one bit, dude.
Me,
They're like,
I had always a
I
bad
don't know.
impression.
they're like, it's like, I mean, like, I appreciate the sentiment to an extent, but it's like, if you're trying to like get these girls in line, like you're not gonna help them by like being angry like D-bags to them. You're just gonna make it worse and make them resent men even further.
Yeah, there's some of that, and I haven't watched too much, Fresh and Fit content, but that's my impression too. I've always had a bad impression. It's always red pill content. But I saw this. Did you see this recent thing where Myron from Fresh and Fit got on a panel with Sneeko, 𝒔𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍�, and Nick Fuentes?
No, I haven't.
It was fascinating, and I never heard Myron talk like that. He was talking about the Balfour Declaration, and he was very knowledgeable about very interesting things, very wide scope and very, but also very deep. I was quite surprised.
Yeah.
So
about like
it should
about,
be.
like, the cabal
Go ahead. About what?
About like the cabal and the
Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism. They were talking about a whole bunch of stuff, man. It was very wide scope conversation. We might do some of it. We might do some review of it here maybe in a moment, but yeah,
That'd
it was
be cool.
it was definitely different. Different impression of this Myron guy from Fresh and Fit.
Totally.
I did not expect that. Yeah.
Yeah, the only one I know is �𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔. He's kind of funny, but he's
Sorry, say
a
again.
little bit. The only one I know from that show is �𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔. That's the only guy I've come across on socials. He's
Yeah.
a little bit retarded though.
�𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 is hilarious, man.
He's kind of funny.
I love him. And this
Yeah.
I have a mad love for I have a lot of friends who are people would say they're crazy or retarded or anyways, my point is just I think he's one of the ones to watch. He's cool, he's funny. Okay? We all have our issues.
Yeah. Yeah, I just say that because he curses a lot.
No, totally. He's degenerate, but he has this sense of it too. He's like he knows and he's we know about anger and all that. We're not here to judge, but people got their issues, but very interesting stuff. I think it's a great soldier in the in the army.
Yeah, add him to the ranks.
You know what I'm saying? Right on.
Totally. Yeah. And then one more thing.
Go ahead.
I super chatted like last week, I think, or maybe this week. I want you to play a song for me.
That's right. You asked for a song. It was called N-word something.
Black N-word with an A. It's by an Indian rapper named 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒎.
We're gonna get into this beautiful B footage.
It's pretty darn special.
Okay.
It ends racism.
Harami gang.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, I think I got it on deck.
Let's go.
Right on, man. Appreciate your call, man.
All
I'm
right,
gonna move the wheels, sir.
Thanks for having me, brother.
No problem. Call me
Have
again.
a peaceful weekend and happy birthday weekend.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
You as well.
Okay. 💏💄💊💂💍�. This is a good segue into Mr. Popo and Dragon Ball Z and racism. 💏💄💊💂💍 by Lil Blackout. No sound on this. What's going on? Here's the
हरामी गैंग यहाँ भूखे सब हरा माल रहते वक्त यहाँ आके रहती सबकी लाल चिल्लम का टान मारो बॉम्ब वाला शॉट समर और विंटर हमेशा रहते हॉट लॉन्डियों को भाव नहीं सकती अपना स्वैग बेबी आके कभी देख I'm a black nigger I'm a black nigger
Okay, this goes hard.
रांची के स्ट्रीट से हाथों में बीट है हेडफोन में बीट बजे कागज में गीत मी के ब्लैक निगर
Party up came myself.
रांची के स्ट्रीट से हाथों में बीट है हेडफोन में बीट बजे कागज में गीत लिखे ब्लैक निगर I'm a black nigger जिगरी जो यार है चाहे दो चार है सब वफादार यहाँ फाड़ देते गाड़ है उंगली करे कोई हमें उंगली उनकी तोड़ दे दूर रहता उनसे जो लोग मतलब में मुंह मोड़ दे भाई पगला गया गाना मेरा सुन वो भी बोले मेरा भाई I'm a black
Twisting
nigger.
fingers, twisting
I'm a
fingers.
black nigger. रांची के स्ट्रीट से हाथों में वीड है हेडफोन में बीट बजे
Twisting
कागज
fingers
में
and
गीत
shaking
लिखे
head.
black nigger. I'm a black nigger.
See, everybody's a little black. I've been trying to say this. Black culture. Nick got the head movements down. Somebody realizes what I was doing there. Yes. That means yes. We had an Indian dishwasher once at a place I worked at. And we would ask him to do things. Hey, go get the oil, go get this. And he would go like this. He would shake his head. And I remember the guys were in a circle. They were smoking darts. Smoking darts. And I said, and they were like, man, Krunal is such a... They're like, man, he sucks. His name was Krunal. They're like, he sucks, man. This guy sucks. And I'm like, what's going on, guys? What's going on with Krunal? Like, man, every time I ask this guy to do something, he's like, I'm like, just do it. I'm like, that means yes. That means yes. I'm like, it's too bad that you have to go through this cultural enrichment, my fellow hosers here. But now that diversity is at our footstep, let me educate you a little bit so that we may have a peaceful workplace. This head shake means yes. Of course, my horse, I will get the oil. Krunal would also pop big old thick squares of butter. Just, and I tried it once. Not good. Not good. Nope. Thanks for the song there, Iwan Ma. Take me to Mars. Appreciate your call, man. Nice song. Body up, Kate. So, just reading your chats here. Very funny, guys. Okay. So, Mr. Popo is the most racist character in all of cartoon anime history. Check this guy out. This guy is a character in the show that many of us grew up on, called Dragon Ball Z. As you can see, he's got these big red lips. These we got some cosplay action. Is that blackface? Would that be blackface? Would that be considered blackface? I don't know if that's... Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wait a second. I don't know if I could show this. Oh, no. Ah! People are cosplaying as this character. That's what I'm showing you here. If you're confused. Oh, look at this one. Is that blackface? Like, what's going on here? That cool? Is that cool? Did anybody check him? Anybody check him? See, when you're coming into the convention, now they have diversity. I'm making this up, by the way. They have diversity checkers at the when you're coming in. Okay, they have a line for all people who are wearing cosplay. And if you're wearing a Mr. Popo outfit or anything like it, the diversity security guard checkpoint, they will take a little swab. It's in the contract when you buy the ticket and you purchase your ticket and you write it's in the contract. They take a little swab and they of alcohol and they swab a little part of your skin, and then they bring up the IKEA swatch, and then this IKEA swatch is the skin colors allowed to cosplay this. Should you not be in the swatch, you will get canceled and disappeared by the U.S. government, by Biden. Biden is gonna get you. So, Mr. Popo, look at. Everyone always said this. He was racist, and Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball Z, is racist because of his depiction of black characters. And that's anytime race and Dragon Ball Z gets brought up, it's this. It's Mr. Popo. It's the Mr. Popo stuff. It's Mr. Popo Gate. Okay? But nobody ever wants to talk about the racial struggle between the Saiyans, the humans, and Frieza's people. Okay, anybody know what I'm talking about here? Anybody know Any DBZ heads in the chat? It's late enough, right? It's late enough. No one's up. It's just us. Okay, in the show, the main character, he's this guy. You know who I'm talking about, Goku. And he's the little monkey king. Sun Wukong. Do you know who Sun Wukong is? Sun Wukong, the monkey king, the mythological character, the Chinese the monkey king, also known as Sun Wukong. Best known as one of the main characters in the 16th century Chinese novel Journey to the West. This is a very fascinating novel. The excerpts and writings that have came from it and stuff that I've seen, I know it's a significant piece of human culture. Okay? So this is important. Many later, okay, so the Monkey King, that's what Goku is based off of. That's why he's the little monkey guy with the tail, okay? He's based off Sun Wukong. And Sun Wukong also has a magical staff which can, you know, it can lengthen to any length, okay? That's what Goku's based off. This is significant. This is significant, that Sun Wukong stuff, okay? So he's actually, turns out to be, he's an alien. He's an alien. Goku's an alien race known as Saiyans. And the Saiyans were destroyed by Frieza and his kind. A supreme biological entity and a supreme biological race in the universe. Okay? Who enslaved the Saiyans and ended up genociding almost all of them. Okay? Everybody talks about Mr. Popo, but nobody wants to get into the fact that Akira Toriyama, your beloved creator, you know, I hear Dragon Ball is also more popular on the right wing. Is this true? But Akira Toriyama, he actually last year they were trying to cancel him. They were trying to say Dragon Ball was racist. This was a little bit of a thing last year that I totally missed. What's up, Frederick? Thanks for joining. They were saying this guy was racist. Dragon Ball author Akira Toriyama gets tangled in racism controversy for the very thing I was telling you about. His lack of black characters in the series, and also his depiction of black ones such as this one, Mr. Popo, like I was telling you. Okay, so he was embroiled in a controversy here. What do you guys say in the chat? Okay, this is serious. This is serious. Anyways, look at the based response from Akira Toriyama. They were all saying, your lack of black characters and how you're depicting this black guy with big red lips. What the heck is wrong with you, you racist? That's not the only way. By the way, before I get to the punchline here, this is not the only black character Toriyama has depicted. Just to be accurate here, to be fair. He depicts black people in different ways. Okay, maybe some of them not so savory. If you see it a certain way and you're like an offended person who's sensitive. Here's one such depiction of a black. Oh, I saw a call come in. Call me back. I'll try and take it. My apologies. Call me back. 760-515-3855. As you can see, Toriyama has depicted other black characters, to be fair. Maybe not savory, but in my opinion, I don't think you should, nothing to get all offended about, okay? He's depicted other black characters and they're like tough and chill, okay? So relax. And what did Toriyama say in response? He said, this is a Japanese franchise made by Japanese people for Japanese people. It's not your show, it's ours.
It's not looking good, Bev.
Stay or go. He has to go.
It's not looking good.
So based out of control.
Raise the rank of all single mothers.
Based out of control, he says the show is not your show. It's made by Japanese people for Japanese people. I knew the racial look. If you don't see the Frieza and the superior race and the enslavement and the moment where Goku realizes he's a Saiyan, he's like, but wait a second, I grew up on Earth. I have no connection to Saiyans, and yet has this like racial connection to Vegeta. and yet he defends Earth. It's like being an anchor baby. Okay, that's why I like it too. That's why I like the stories too, because it's kind of like being an anchor baby. Okay? And having that being something Colombian, being something, even though I guess I'm mixed as well. My father is something else. Being something, but being from somewhere else. So I knew Akira was based. Very nice. Yeah, you can't change the show. What the hell? F you. Yeah. The calls are open. You can call in. Anyways, let's get into something else here. Let's see how the plane's going. Let's jump into the cockpit here. And we're actually pretty... Whoa. Have we really been flying that much? Wow. It's been a pleasure, everybody. I really do appreciate you flying with Anchor Baby Airlines. We're going along in the flight very nicely, and it's been a nice flight so far, so I do appreciate it. I hope you've been enjoying the smooth ride down into Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota. The Twin Cities are before us. It's a nice, beautiful day.
Call from
Frederick.
Frederick, I got you on air. What's up, man? This
What's
is
going
Frederick
on,
from
man?
California. How you doing, man?
Same old same. Have you ever knew
A little
about...
hard to hear you, man. Make sure you're with us on the phone. Get a little close.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now this is about characters too. Now, do you know about the Loompa Loompas?
Yeah, Oompa Loompas, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka or whatever.
Yeah. What
Which one?
color were they?
Okay, go ahead.
What color are they?
Oh, the Oompa Loompas, they're orange. With green hair. Okay, let me pull one up. They were what?
Pull up the book, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the first book. They were black, and they read a excerpt
Really?
out of the book. Yes, and they talking about these people from Africa that lineage tracks back to 400,000 years ago, and these are real people.
So when was this?
They really got a lineage.
Okay, so I'm on Hold on.
Yes, the original Oompa Loompas was Netflix and turned into Orange Men.
Interesting. So I got you. We got the report here from Frederick. This is kind of fascinating. Roald Dahl, how do you pronounce that? He's the author of
Go.
Huh?
No,
Roald
wait a minute,
Dahl.
keep on.
Roald Dahl.
The disturbing history of Oompa Loompas. Yeah.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
Yeah.
written originally by a novel by Roald Dahl. We're gonna get the facts here. This is kind of interesting. So we're on RoaldDahlFans.com. Politically correct Oompa Loompa evolution. Roald Dahl suffered many attacks on his books by conservative literary critics, but one of the worst and most damaging arose over the Oompa Loompas. In the version first published, a tribe of 3,000 amiable black pygmies who have been imported by Mr. Willy Wonka from the very deepest, darkest part of the African jungle where no white man had been before. Mr. Wonka keeps them in the factory where they have replaced the sacked white workers. No way! Fascinating. So, what do you think about that?
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
What do you say?
Why didn't they portray him like that in the movie? Why did they have to change him to some orange green
Because
characters?
you gotta make it palatable for audience. I wish they portrayed them like black pygmies, don't you think? It would be a totally different movie. I mean, okay,
don't
here's the
think
thing. I don't know
nobody
if I
would be
wish that, because I didn't grow up with this movie or anything like that.
Right. No, I think that it would have been. I don't think anybody would have ate the chocolate if it was all little black pygmies running around a chocolate factory. And you'll be like, hold on, what's the special ingredients they're using?
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I was hearing you saying about your Goku characters and all this, and I was just thinking that was a good point to add. There's a lot of whitewashing going on in history. The Dark Ages is when they destroyed all the history from 500 AD to 1500 AD and try to erase any knowledge of the spirituality of the pharaohs and their religion of Maya. So they had the Council of Nicaea Creed, and they kept coming back every 50, 60 years to trying to perfect it. And then once they did have it close enough, they went into that anybody taught different, read different, or even spoke different would be anathematized and outcast into the wilderness. So for 1,000 years, they formed the Bible until it was ready to print. The Ethiopian Bible is 800 years older than the King James Version. You know that, right?
The Ethiopian one?
Yeah. 800 years older than the King James Version. And that's where it had 66 books that was removed from the Book of Enoch when he said he went up into the sky with God or whatever. And seen
is that so? Yeah, I don't know anything about that. So this I'm just looking into this a little bit too as you were talking about what you were talking about. You know, sometimes. Oh
yeah.
Sometimes you just want to put out info, huh? But anyways.
Who, me?
It
yeah,
helps.
Interesting little facts I'll run across.
But okay, listen, Willy Wonka here. This whole character Roald Dahl. I just had the date here. Give me a second. I found this quite fascinating. Thanks for bringing this. 1916. Okay, when was I'm thinking of the If poem. Who's the author of the If poem? Rudyard Kipling. Wasn't he alive around the same time? Another British man? Yeah, around the same time. See, the reason I'm bringing this up, Roald Dahl, Rudyard Kipling. Have you heard of the poem "The White Man's Burden"?
No.
Rudyard Kipling. And so, this is just a taste of how people used to speak at the time, especially British people of an academic and I don't want to say not noble, but what's the word? You know, well-to-do, people. They spoke a certain way, okay? And
right.
If you read The White Man's Burden, you see it's not a weird thing that there were pygmies in a story, black pygmies in a story. You know what I mean?
Right.
Black, pygmy tribes were a reality of colonial of the British colonies and all that. You know what I mean? So there was. I wonder how really racist it is if it was just It's like even blackface in America. Blackface in America and minstrel, the whole minstrelship and minstrel shows. I think the whole racism thing is really played up. It's really played up. When I don't think a lot of black people, from what I've read and the things and accounts I've read and stuff, and you may disagree, you can tell me here in a moment, but I don't even think black people at the time identified with these caricatures either. Black Americans, for example, black Americans, maybe some black slaves, but eventually black Americans and stuff, they didn't really identify with the minstrel characters, the big-lipped pygmy characters, so they didn't see it as like a racist. They're talking about me. It was just a character.
They
you know what I mean?
Probably didn't have a TV to see it in the first place. They was in a plantation in the backyard somewhere with no TV. Well,
eventually. Say again.
Yeah, eventually they probably seen the TVs and was like, hold on, this stuff got to stop.
Well, eventually with the vaudeville shows of America, the traveling vaudeville shows and entertainment that became popular at the time, the minstrel and blackface, as it's called now, kind of concept is a little bit more well known than you think, than a backyard of a southern place or some, where there's no TV. The vaudeville shows.
Yeah, I think
very interesting.
They don't need blackface no more, and everybody that plays any famous black man today is part of the minstrel show. It's all entertainment. Every famous black man is rich off of entertainment.
You know what's funny about that too? It's like you saying it's over. It's no time for that. But even in a time as such as today, where that's pretty bad, blackface. Oh, you can't say anything about black people. You can't criticize black people. It's all about black people. Stay black. That's the most important thing. You know, in a time such as that, when was Pineapple Express released? That wasn't even that long ago. And that was Hollywood's attempt at not Pineapple Express, not what I'm thinking of. What am I thinking of? Robert Downey Jr. and he plays that character.
Thunder.
Dude, when was Traffic Thunder? 2008. Okay, a lot has changed. To be fair, a lot has changed. A lot has changed since 2008. So, okay, maybe that's not a good example. But I was just I just thought it was interesting that Hollywood still attempts, as much as we've evolved. Hollywood still gave it a shot.
The black community already accepted Robert Downey Jr. as
Oh,
a black man.
they gave him a
He
pass.
was always in trouble with the law. So if you're in trouble with the law, you identify as black. So he's got a pass.
Oh,
from
no,
the
he black.
Community.
Oh, Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah,
He black.
Yeah.
Nah, he black.
DUIs. Come on, man. He was the man. He go to court, beat his case. He was like Charlie Sheen. They above
Robert
the
Downey?
law, so.
Nah. He black. That's hilarious, man. Right on.
But no, I don't know. They gave him a pass on that, and it was funny, more funny than it was serious. So
Right.
know.
But it's like they.
I don't think white.
It
people
was
knew
Hollywood's
white.
attempt at using blackface, and they used it appropriately for the time. They had to be comedic about it. They had to even break the fourth wall a little bit and say, "Hey, isn't this blackface?" Like in the movie, they kind of talk about it being blackface. So they did it in the way that's appropriate for the time. But I'm just saying, I'm just kind of pointing out how false that is. How false any notion of you can't do that, because you were saying that time is over. That time of blackface is over, and you can't do that. You're saying it's so funny how that's just not real and a kind of a made up thing that, and I'm giving you an example of it, which is not too recent of an example, but whatever.
Yeah, Coming to America, Eddie Murphy played a white Jew in the barbershop.
Eddie Murphy coming. And wait, what happened with that? Because I've never seen those movies.
Oh, it was funny as hell. No backlash.
But did it? No back. Oh, okay, true. He played a white Jew, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, interesting. I've never seen the Coming to America movies.
What is that, Velvet? Yeah.
No, I've never seen them.
Yeah. White chick. I mean, I ain't got no problem with it. America, it's all about those being last, being first.
Oh
So
man, see.
we going through. It's what we
So
gotta
you're
go
salty
through.
about blackface.
I just don't think it should be allowed on TV.
But why be
You know
salty
what
to
I'm
the
saying?
point where now you're all like, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Don't worry, whites. You'll get what's coming to you. Like, it's such a weird. Like, you see how you're coming off? You're coming off like really bitter.
It's natural. It's just natural. You gotta understand. You can't just suppress the people.
But
for
why not just like?
so long?
Why not just
Let it
Eddie
go.
Murphy it and play a white person, which, by the way, gets done all the time. Do you know white people get made fun? Like, you're saying, you're salty about blackface. You're like, it's no time for that. It's no time for that. It's like, hello, do you know that that's the most normal thing to do is to make fun of white people? Are you aware of that, or are you denying that? Like, I want to get your actual yes or no on that.
I don't know what that is.
You don't think white people?
But
You don't think it's
anyway,
totally?
no,
You don't think
no,
it's totally
no,
okay to
it's
just
not
say
allowed.
whatever you want about white people, but then, but then and then you get people like you who say no, there's never a time for blackface. It's over. That time is over. Do you see that double standard going on or no?
I don't like it.
You don't like what?
The way Hollywood and these Jews are running this degenerate television. It's just
That
like
may be
TikTok.
true. We might agree on that. We might agree on that, man.
But I mean, that's what the only thing stroking the division.
Well, I'm not talking about that though. I'm talking about you. I can agree with you on that. But I think also what's very interesting is the individual, okay? And in this case, You're salty about blackface, and you don't.
You gotta ask
You're
why is there
ignoring
appetite
the
for it?
double standard that I brought up about white people and how that's
You
totally.
gotta ask why
That's
is there
totally. Wait, hold on.
appetite for it? Why
That's
do y'all
totally
wanna see
okay.
that?
Wait, hold on. That's totally okay, right? And then you come around with the, oh yeah, no, we're the era is over for blackface. We're past that. It's like, hold on, I can agree with you on the division stuff, but I'm asking about you and your heart and where you're at, because
No,
you don't see that
I
double
think-
standard. You don't see. Why not just be cool with it, and then hit him back with an insult if you find it. You want to hit him back with one, out of love and friendliness.
Once we get our,
Or you don't want to be
stuff-
friendly. Is that what it is? Time is up for being
No.
sweet. Is that what's up? Be honest. You can be honest.
Yeah, we done turned the cheek. We done turned the cheek enough times.
Is
man.
that what's
These
up? Oh,
protests-
so is that what really is? Are you being serious?
This is it. The revolution will not be televised.
So, okay, I got you, and I appreciate your honesty, but you do see what you're declaring here, right? The mask is gone.
It's on and cracking.
Not that I don't think it was
It's
ever
already
on,
started.
but time is up for sweet. You don't want to play nice. You want to.
No.
You want pain against whites. You want retribution, revenge.
Not pain. I don't want no pain. Just understanding and
Okay, be
compassion.
done painless, but you want revenge. You don't see how you have an unforgiving heart? Do you see that or no?
It's not unforgiving. It's all God's plan. It's not unforgiving. It's just about.
But
like,
you call it God's plan, and here you are, playing right into the hands of the people you say are dividing us. And oh, look at Hollywood, how these Jews are dividing us, and they're putting all this media to divide us. And you're here with the most divided heart of all of them.
No, I'm saying.
You don't see that. You're here sitting there with the most unrepentant, unforgiving. You won't even play nice. You won't if a white person wears blackface, you won't even take it in stride and maybe wear whiteface to hit him back and be friendly. When I said be friendly and nice, that's the word you didn't like. You don't want to be nice and friendly. You see, besides before the policy, before the reparations, before all that, I described a very specific singular situation where you won't even play nice and be sweet with a white person. So I don't know about that, man. But if that's not an unrepentant, angry heart, I don't know what is.
It's 4 whites to every black. You
What
talking about
is?
play fair? How can we play fair when we such a minority?
Not fair. I said just play nice with a white person who was wearing blackface, and you won't even take that in stride and still be friendly to that person. Is what you were admitting to me.
Our Senate and our Congress is not going for it.
And you're worried about Jews in Hollywood dividing us.
I'm worried about fake religion and how it's
You should be worried about you and about your heart and being as openly, admittedly, and apparently shamelessly, a judgmental heart.
I don't have
And
a
you-
judgmental heart.
Well,
I
you
just
said
want
you
some
just did.
people-
I mean, you wanna.
It's kind of that way. It's kind of that way, but it's like two sides in this country. It's Republicans and Democrats.
Mhm.
Now, Republicans want to keep the debt on the poorest people and give the rich the tax cuts. The Democrats want to tax the rich and help out the poorest people. It ain't hard to choose which side you want to be on. Even if they both crooked, you're going to go for those that's helping the ones in poverty and not the ones that's getting the tax cuts and not paying no taxes and making millions of dollars. It's just
Whatever.
not
Well,
smart.
you say cute. Maybe even true what you're saying. I don't even disagree. But let me hit you back
Capitalism.
yet again, and I'll keep going back to it. I'm not worried about it, but you should be more worried about your own heart and what you're admitting to us here.
I don't want to see no blackface.
Well,
We
no,
got
that's not even
black
it. You're saying
blackface.
and maybe you missed it, man. Maybe it's not meant for you to understand just yet. But maybe you missed the scope at how I'm
I
talking
love
here.
everybody. I don't have
where
no
you won't
hate
even
for
be where you won't take blackface in stride and take that how you will. I don't mean you have to listen to it or you have to watch it. I think you know what I mean spiritually.
What if Mexicans
where you won't
did
take it in
blackface
stride
and start
is
taking
admitting
our actions
is
back?
admitting unforgiveness. But you were saying?
What if Mexicans did blackface and started taking black acting jobs? You open that door, you're going to have to deal with it.
If Mexicans could wear blackface and do a black actor's job better than a black, then they deserve the job.
How can you do
I would
job
be
when you portray it?
quite impressed. Well, what you're saying here is kind of a ridiculous premise to begin
You
with. You're saying
confuse what dude
you're
you
saying what if Mexicans en masse just started wearing blackface and started taking black actors' jobs? We got to break that down here. What are you saying here? Are you saying like we're not like how do you think that's? Are you telling me that we're gonna see this Mexican Home Depot guy suddenly wear blackface and he's gonna be Denzel? I'm Denzel Washington, and you know what is it? I'm not understanding. What are you saying here? I'm trying to put together what you're saying here. I am Denzel Washington, and he does a better job than Denzel Washington. Yeah, he deserves. Yeah, give him the job.
That's what actors do.
But is that what you're saying here? Because it sounds pretty ridiculous. But if that's what you're saying is possible, then so be it. If we got a little Carlito wearing blackface and he comes out and he's doing a better job,
he ain't gonna be doing a better job because he's confused on what dude he is.
Well,
he's the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.
That's why I'm trying to point out how ridiculous your premise is, because obviously, that sounds pretty unlikely that. You know, we already have Denzel Washington, and he does a pretty good job. I don't think someone can replace him. So I'm just trying to point out how ridiculous.
Yeah, if the Mexicans are
although I'd like to see a Denzel Washington movie,
and they need affirmative action, they're gonna start bringing in Mexicans once you open that door to say, okay, we got minorities, but just because they're a minority and we meeting the affirmative action criteria, don't mean they can't wear blackface. So we still meeting them. Criteria we need to meet. So
that's an interesting angle. I've never heard anyone take it. The being against anti-blackface because of black job security. That is a very interesting position.
Job security.
Black job security.
Yeah.
I'm against blackface because of black actors' job security.
I'm
very interesting position. I have to say I've never heard it before.
Yes, I'm gonna file a grievance and I'll win it every time when it's good shops to it.
Right on. I do appreciate your call, man, and call me again, man.
All right, dude, you take it.
Take care, Frederick. Okay. Right on, y'all. I do hope you've been enjoying the flight so far. It's been a first-class flight all the way through. Enjoy your drinkies and snackies. We should be taking our final... No, not our final turn here. We should be initiating our final approach. So we've been descending very smoothly. So things are going well. What can I say? And I don't sound surprised. So get your mind out of the gutter. But yeah, we're flying very, very nicely. Like I said, as you can see, we'll be taking our final bank into the final approach, into a interesting approach to Minneapolis Airport there, St. Paul, Minneapolis Airport. An interesting approach. We take one final pretty heavy bank into the ILS approach of the runway. So that should be nice and spicy, but nothing the passengers will feel too much. All within FAA standards for a nice smooth flight, right? I got a call here. Your name, where are you calling from? Hello, caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, my name is Levi, and I'm from New York.
What's up, Levi, New York? Thanks for calling. Next stream, how you doing?
I am fine.
Right on. What you calling about? Go ahead.
I'm just going to indirectly answer the biblical question about emotions, and my answer is
Jesse's biblical question.
Yeah.
What good do your emotions do you? I don't mind an answer on my show. Go ahead.
Emotions serve zero purpose.
You sound like you're there. You sound like you've already achieved that.
Yes, I have.
I'm just messing with you, man.
Trial and error.
I'm sorry, repeat the last thing you said. I missed it.
I said through trial and error, yes.
What do you mean? Can you expand?
Let's just say I messed around and find out with emotions, and it all turned terribly bad, and I didn't want to do it again. So
Yep.
Experience is the best teacher in life.
Nice, man. How'd you manage to avoid, like, how'd you manage to learn from your emotions? Most people don't.
Well,
most people
I
repeat
wouldn't
it.
say my own emotions, but also other people's emotions based off my observations. For me, luckily, I learned to keep cool, be like water, like what Bruce Lee would say,
Nice.
or be still, what Uncle Jesse Lee would say.
Right on, sir.
Even though I'm only a few months been looking at his content since.
Oh, just a few months, for real? How old are you, if you don't mind? Can I ask you how old you are?
Well, I'm a Zoomer for sure, and I haven't hit 25.
Oh, okay. You got a Zoomer.
Soul.
I didn't expect that. Your voice sounds older.
My voice sounds like what?
A little older.
Well, I'm not surprised because in reality, I have gray hairs despite my age.
Oh, true. No way. Some people get... I have friends who started balding when they were like early 20s. You know, people forget that like founding fathers were, you know, they were doing amazing, you know, they were like 20 years old and business owners and founding America, for lack of information here, but you know, they were like 20 years old.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
I'm just that type to normally call in and answer a question, but this is the first question I ever answered for Jesse Lee's biblical question.
yeah, you should definitely call Jesse. Well, I guess you can't call him anymore since it's Friday and Sunday he's going to answer it. But next time, don't be shy. Call the Jesse Lee Peterson show and give him your answer to the biblical question. I'm sure you'd like to hear it.
I'll think about it, but normally I would just ease my way into it. I'm not that type of person to
How'd you find Jesse?
call or anything.
How'd you find Jesse?
Well, I was living my darkest hour, trying to find some glimmer of hope. Was circling around some conservative content, and his name popped up around when I was circling around. What's that other person's name? It was another Peterson. I think
Jordan Peterson?
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. Okay, that's super cool. So you got the algorithm sidebar. You found us. Very nice, man. And so how'd you find my show?
Well, he keeps on mentioning these people.
Hey, the JLP plugs coming in clutch, man. I appreciate Jesse for the plugs, and I appreciate you being a viewer on the show, man. So have you gone to Forgive?
Then there's hate.
Nice. Yeah, of course, the hate report. You gotta love it. Have you seen Joel Friday's show?
Well, it's really hard for me to catch these live streams since I have my own schedule.
Absolutely. I know it's a lot. So, have you forgiven? Did you do the whole, like, I know you're fresh listening to JLP. Are you on the path? What are you up to? What is it that struck you about it?
Well, for starters, I'm not the type to ask questions, but more likely to answer. So to answer your first question about forgiveness,
yes,
I would only do that individually, but my situation is more unique. I would say for my mother's side, there's no need to be forgiven, but for my father's side, needs some work.
Okay,
and
what?
She would say the same thing.
Okay. Why do you say you say there's no forgiveness necessary on your mother's side?
No. Because
Why do you say that?
She's the one that says you need to forgive your old man because of his stupidity. But that's
Oh, she says you gotta forgive him for for his stupidity.
Oh yeah, basically.
Oh yeah.
She's the one that came up with that.
And you agree with her when she calls him stupid?
Everybody makes mistakes nowadays, so it is.
But do you agree with your mom when she calls your dad stupid?
In some cases, yes, but I have other ways to get around that.
And what do you mean get around it? When you say get around that?
Well, I would say not insult too much on somebody's actions, but judging and other stuff like that. I would just say just forgive them and move on.
Oh, you tell your mother to forgive your father and move on?
Yeah, but I'll do that in person in due time. Right now, everybody.
Oh, I must have misunderstood you. Sorry, I want to make sure I'm not misunderstanding you here. Did you say that when your mother calls your dad stupid, you try and tell her to forgive him and to move on?
Well, it's a long, complicated story. I'm saying that he did some things that are, pretty foolish, I would say. Stupid is a bit of a strong word.
Okay.
Something foolish, so...
Well, you don't have to be personal. You don't have to get personal, so no worries about that. But I'm interested in, and I do appreciate your call, man. I'm pretty interested in how you say you have to get around your mother when she says your dad is stupid. And I'm trying to understand why you need to get around that. You find that you see that as a negative, like she doesn't need to be doing that?
I mean, sorry. I mean, well, what I meant by get around that, I mean, they balk at each other back then, but nowadays they're cool. But, in the present, they're cool and, trying to keep good relationship. But I'm not too
So your mom doesn't sound like she gets along with your dad all that much.
I don't know if forgiving would be needed since we're all on good terms at this point, but
it sounds like your mom doesn't get along with your dad all that much.
No, well, back then,
so it sounded like it came from her and your dad.
Well, I barely understand the story. It's
totally.
I
Yeah,
don't
no.
care.
I find it interesting a little bit. You don't find it a little bit interesting that your mother would call your dad stupid and that you would both dislike it, but at times agree with her?
Well, from my understanding, he did something. He didn't make some right decisions, and it went kind of south from there.
Oh, okay. He did them too.
After a while,
say again.
After a while, some things cool down and cool heads, and
so it sounds like they were both bickering a whole bunch. What do you gotta forgive your dad for?
I don't know. I think I'll just skip the forgiving part because it's nothing that major since we're all in good terms at this point.
Oh, so you don't need to forgive your dad then?
Nah, since we're all on good terms at this point, even though we barely
What made you think originally that you wanted to, though?
I guess from my personal experience being around him, not as much, but in person, I guess I did witness some foolish stuff that I have to go through, but it's like at the same time, it's like,
Totally.
No,
but it's not. It's not just. That's like. It's really not a big deal.
Yeah.
It really is not, man. Like anything. Like I went through a bunch of stuff too, man, and it really is not a big deal. But at the same time, it's not just. It's your life. It's your life that you're living, that you went through. It's your parents, and it's the story of your life. And you got to understand that story and get the story straight. And I don't mean get the facts from your parents. I don't mean that. But I mean, you got to understand yourself and what you went through and come to terms with it, because this is understanding yourself. That's the whole point. So it's not just it's like, it's what you went through. And if you got anger, you got to consider
there's no
talking
anger.
to your dad. Oh, you saying you got no?
I got no anger. Nah.
Oh, nice. Right on, man.
It's waste
right
of
on.
time and waste. Actually, not time. Waste of energy.
Yep. Yeah,
just
totally.
To be angry all
it's
the
a
time,
total
and
waste.
that's something that I learned on my own terms.
Right on, man. Well, that's good. You don't get angry.
And I
just say it, man. If you ever, if you get it, like, it's
And I guess for other questions that Uncle Jesse would ask would be like, "Oh, are you doing a silent prayer?" Well, I've been doing that for, I guess I'm kind of sort of new into it, but I'm still doing it, I suppose. I guess it's some different form of meditation, but I guess it's
so you see it
better than hoopering and hollering into a styrofoam cup.
So when you pray, why do you pray?
You mean before the silent prayer?
No, I mean, you're saying you're doing the silent prayer, and so I'm just interested. Why are you doing the silent prayer?
I find
what's your reason behind it?
I find it calming meditation and clear my mind and observing and all that stuff.
So you're using the silent prayer as a method to calm you down, and you're using it as meditation.
Still, be like water.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of people use the silent prayer like that. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I think I use the silent prayer like that sometimes. That's very interesting. Hey, what do you think about this concept? And then, what do you think about this concept? The silent prayer is a way to get closer to God by becoming aware of the lies of your mind.
I agree with that sentiment. Since pretty much that.
Do you believe the thoughts are? Have you heard Jesse say the thoughts are lies?
Yeah.
Do you see it like that, or do you see reality in that way, or do you fundamentally just not see it like that? You don't quite see it how Jesse sees it in that way.
Let me explain. At the basic level, yes, but for me, in my special case, yes. But I do have an active imagination. I could be silly. We all could be silly and daydream. I'm a big time daydreamer, but.
But despite the daydreaming, despite that being true, is that how you see reality, though? Your thoughts are lies?
Well, in some cases, yes, because sometimes we tend to use emotions, control our thoughts, and everything becomes a lie, and things become more complex. And
I see.
Yeah, that's why I decide to call and put in my 2 cents with the emotional question. That's what really popped off that got me to call out of all
no problem.
questions.
Well, no problem, man. I do appreciate your call. Call me again, and call Jesse if you ever have more biblical question stuff. It's very interesting.
Or I'll probably just chicken out and probably.
Nah, man, he's very easy to talk to. Don't sweat it.
With a super chat on
nice.
Rumble or whatever.
That would be very helpful and much appreciated. Well, call me again sometime.
Now I must. Well, only if a really good biblical question really comes around, then
nice.
Yeah, I'll come around.
Right on, sir. Well, thanks again, and take care.
Jump off this plane that you're on. And
you're not gonna wait till the landing. You're just gonna get off
fun.
Now.
Well, I mean, I'm getting off this phone, so it's the equivalent of getting off this plane. So I'll take this golden parachute.
All right, sir.
Of y'all in this live chat, have a good night.
Pleasure, sir. Thank you again. Call me again. Right on. Very interesting. Do you guys see the silent prayer the same way as meditation? Because I realize I use it like that too, to try and just meditate and calm down or something. But if you really, if this is how you see reality, your thoughts are lies, and Satan is talking to you in your mind, then the silent prayer, in fact, has a totally different motivation and purpose, which is yours. And it's like and it's also an understanding that you can't really do it of yourself, but you're acknowledging that you want to and need to separate from this mind, separate from this ego, separate from this spirit. So ergo, if that's how you see reality, then the silent prayer takes on a different purpose, okay? And it's not just a meditation, okay? It's not even a let me watch my thoughts. It's an exercise to watch my thoughts. No. Do you see reality as there are spirits, there's good and evil, there's God and Satan. Satan exists in the mind. He's a spirit, an old wise spirit that you're not smarter than. Is this how you see reality? Do you or do you not see reality like this? And this spirit has made a home in you, and you need God's help to separate you from this spirit. If so, if that's how you see life, then that's what the silent prayer is. You're surrendering because you know you can't do it, but you know it must be done. You know you must be separated from the spirit. And so you sit patiently in silence and you wait and you watch and you have a little faith because you know reality now. And you might get fooled and you might get deceived and Satan will talk to you. But now you know the truth. Now the gig is up. The gig is up. And you can't go back. You've seen the whole dog and pony show. You pulled off the freaking curtains. And you see the machinations in your mind. And then you realize that's why I pray. I pray because I want to be separated from this and I can't do it by myself. So yeah, how do you see reality? We're coming in for a nice approach here, as you can see we're back in the cockpit. We're back in the cockpit here, like I said, final approach. It's looking great here. We're now flying down at 10,000 feet. We're gonna be landing at twilight. Very nice. Look at pink skies at night, sailor's delight, correct? Pink skies at night, sailor's delight. So tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day. I got another caller here. Let me get to the caller as we get our preparations going here for the landing. Caller, you are on the air. Your name and where are you calling from?
What's up, Nick? It's Steve Strack from Jersey.
Steve Strack. What's up, brother? How you been?
I'm doing well. It's been a long time since I've called your show.
Thank you for calling, sir.
Yeah. No, but you were just talking to that guy about like how to use the silent prayer and like what it means and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think like what you were saying, like people use it for meditation. Like I get it because there is like an actual like exercise component to it.
Right.
But the deeper part is that like you have to endure. Like once you see something, like you've got to endure it. You know, and I'll speak for myself personally. Like I've just been going through something recently, and to be able to still walk, live my life, do all that stuff while it's there, that's the ability to know that like, all right, I can do all this stuff, be present, do my thing and just live, but it's there. And a lot of people, once they get that like that deep pain, I'm sure you probably have noticed it for yourself, they run to something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But even with the silent prayer though, you could still avoid dealing with it because you're just numbing yourself and you go into like, I realized I was freezing myself.
Yes, you talked a little bit about this recently to me. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, like it's not that you're actually escaping the thought. You're kind of sitting there within it and just meddling inside of it. Like you're not actually coming. Like I'm talking about myself. Like I wasn't actually coming out of it, and I still kind of do it. Like, and this is what when I talk to people about this who kind of practice this on their own. Not necessarily doing Jesse's silent prayer or like actually trying to watch their thoughts. most people when they relax, they're just numbing themselves.
Right.
And I do it too. And I'm like, that's actually the opposite of what you want to do. Like, that's a coping mechanism.
Right.
Yeah,
freaking heroin addicts, when they nod out, they do the same thing.
Right. So it's almost like a procrastination. I don't have the right word for it.
Well said. Yeah, I think procrastination is a good word for it.
Right, because there was lots of times. I mean, I still like this week. I kind of have taken more time to just watch this thing going on. I'm like, look, I'm not playing this game of let me go try and do this, let me go and try and do that, because it never works. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, let me just face it. Let me just deal with it. Let me get it over with. But I notice when I'm going to actually like do the silent prayer and like have that dedicated time in the morning and night, that I'm just sitting in the thoughts and like it's like tantalizing, to think of the thoughts. Like you think of reactions, you think of this, I should have done that. Like that's the enticing part of it. Like you live within there and it gives you this feeling. And like that's what I'm trying to watch myself separate from it. It's really crazy because I don't think people get that deep to it. They just think about, let me relax. Let me kind of like use this as a quote unquote like drug to numb myself.
Mm-hmm.
But you're freezing, that's a stress response.
Yeah, well said, man. Yeah, totally. It's like we want to get to reality, and what is reality? Satan made a home in your mind. You're trying to be separated from it. Don't lose track. We've seen the game for what it is.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy because I had thought about for the 3 years that I've been doing this, calling Jesse and asking him, can you do the silent prayer wrong? And over time, it's like the same thing. I realized like I don't necessarily need to call him for everything that I'm going through because like.
Yes,
because God answers that for me anyway.
And he won't. That doesn't necessarily mean he has the answer to what you're asking, and it could be true what you're saying, right? It's an assumption that he'd be the filter in the first place, when maybe you have made a discovery that Jesse has not discovered. It's revealed to you. God gave it to you.
Right. And actually, I think this is one of the things. I was actually supposed to come out to LA this week, but I had something come up for work.
Okay.
And I wanted to go to the men's forum to share.
Oh
something.
yeah.
It
was a good men's forum, man.
I don't want to put it on blast though.
No
That's
worries.
why I'm kind of like I'm tipping-toe around it. You know what
no,
I mean?
if it's personal, you know how it is.
Right. But it's that thing. I'm like, I listen to people call Jesse, and I just heard you talk about this before, so I was like, I wanted to see what you think about this. Like, when people are doing the silent prayer, I wonder if they're just falling into that. Their body, like, oh, I feel relaxed, but it's like that's actually a state of shock. Like you're freezing, like you're not actually dealing with what's going on inside of you. You're not seeing it. It's best to still be present and carry it within you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting stuff, man. I hope this is as we talk about it, some people are getting something from it. Very interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, I was legit laying down on the couch listening to you, and then that conversation came up.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give him a call.
Yeah, it was a good call. It was a good call from our friend there, and this one too. So thank you for that.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you taking my call, though.
Anytime, man. Call me again.
I will.
Moving the wheels. Coming in for our landing here, final approach, final turn. Well, one more bank and then we'll be on our final. Hope you guys have been enjoying Nick's stream so far. Been a nice smooth flight. We'll be coming in and arriving into Minneapolis, Minnesota here in a moment. It's been a nice flight so far. These calls are good. Pretty good, yes. But trust me, if I call, we wouldn't need all these words. Okay, because I do great calls, best calls, great calls, right? We love calls, right? I know, crashing is actually lame. Like, can we get some excellence on Nick's stream? Can we actually get some excellence on Nick's stream? And do a nice show all the way through and land? Anybody in Minnesota tonight? It's pretty much the show, everybody. I got some other fun stuff and things I just didn't get to. I'll leave them for the next show. Oh yeah, there was this Me Too business going on with Danny Masterson, the 70s show guy. I'll leave that for another day. Smooth final approach. Gotta love it. We'll get flaps up. We'll get flaps 1. Beautiful. Gotta love it. Just vibe out, kick back, and relax in these final moments of Nick's stream. I know, poor Doom Jesus. He has particular tastes. We never do quite do Doom Jesus right, despite being faithful passenger. Doom Jesus will do some noise one of these days. I actually have a good plug for noise music. I'm gonna have to hit up my connection. you guys gonna do this weekend? I got some stuff to catch up on. What do you mean this yes, Gunner? You saying that like you're worried? You're saying it like you're nervous. We'll be taking our final bank. We'll be on final, as they say. We'll be on final after this turn. Appreciate you guys vibing out, just chilling out while we land the plane. Did you join my Telegram? If you want more Dragon Ball in-depth content and real hard-hitting stuff, join me on my Telegram. Let me post the link. Links in the chat. Land plus or minus, slander in the chat. Good night, yes, Gunner. Take care. I can't get the ROM. I wanted to at least try it. Legend of Zelda, I mean. I don't care. Final bank. Take care, Santino Robles. Oh, dang, Mr. Mad. You're gonna have Nintendo come after you. Childhood game. Last one I played was Ocarina of Time. I remember messing around in what's the one on Switch? I messed around and I'm like, this is pretty cool. This is definitely different than Ocarina of Time. Back when I was a little bambino. Robles. Santino Robles. Take care, man. Brace. No, hold on. Hey. No panic in the cabin, okay? Can we get an air marshal here? We start, that's like illegal to just cause undue panic. Undue panic in the cabin, that's like a felony. Or something like that. And as you can see, we're fine. Final. We'll be on final here in a moment. Thank you, Great Bowls of Fire. Appreciate it. If you can hang out, if you can't, take care. That wasn't donning armor earlier, was it? No, it wasn't. You guys are trolling. You guys are trolling in the chat. It's called trolling. We do a little trolling, right? What's up, DKO? Powerful? I've never seen those names. Thanks for tuning in. We're about to land. Turning on our ILS indicators here. That's the radar that's going to bring us in. No need to slow down, we're going just the right speed. No. No emergency doors. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on final. If you could please turn up your food trays in front of you and put on your seatbelts, please, as we will now be getting the cabin prepared for a final landing here. Make sure you are very kind to our lovely flight attendant, and if you would like to sign up to a credit card with Bank of America or whatever institution that's trying to shill their credit on our flight today, make sure you grab one of the lovely flight attendant's hands in marriage. And when you do that, she will give you a little packet that you can fill out for your credit. How are you going to pay for that marriage for those? And again, we do appreciate your continued patronage here on Nick Stream. Green lights in the horizon there in the distance. That's our destination. It's our runway.
$1 million, $100
We'll be taking manual control of the plane shortly here. Full flaps. Gear down. Following our glide slope down beautifully. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming down very nicely. I hope you've enjoyed the show. All right, y'all, focus time. Autopilot off.
400. 300. 300. 200.
Throttle off.
20.
Flare.
Retard.
Brake. Ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived to Minneapolis, Minnesota. The local time is 9:21 p.m. Make sure you are aware of your connecting flights, as it is a little bit of a delayed landing here. And make sure before you take out the before you open up the overhead compartment, you do be careful, as the contents may have shifted during flight. Again, we always do appreciate your continued patronage here, as we know you can choose many different airlines, but you continue to choose Nickstream. Thank you for flying Nickstream. It's been a nice show. I do appreciate it. Thanks, y'all. It's been a nice show. I do appreciate it. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. That's it for me. Thanks for tuning in and staying till the landing. We got more show, of course, planned. Never doubted you for a second. Right on, y'all. So, make sure you're subscribed, followed, hit the little notification bell. We're going to do more flights, do more American Anchor, baby. It's my pleasure to have been with you. I'm your captain. This has been your captain speaking, the American Anchor, baby. I appreciate it. Take care, y'all.